So this video is about your favorite models, in the sense that what kind of model have you built multiple times in your life? Like for me, there's some car kits, and other kits actually, that I built as far back as the 70s when I was a kid. And then I've probably built one in the 80s or one or two in the 90s and then so on, because I just like the kit. I like the way it's put together. I like the way the parts fit. And there might be some nostalgia reason why I like that kit. So what kit is it that you continuously build over and over and probably have 2 to 10 in your stash, because you know that you're going to look at that kit one day and you're going to be like, I need to build another one of those because I have this other idea in my head. And I know, when you get that kit, you're not going to have a single issue building it, because you know that already you've built so many that it goes together. So what are your favorite kits? Like, let's say 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, if that many. I'm going to show you some of mine, and then with a few words, and then you'll see where we're going with this, and then you can post in the notes or whatever, or the comments. But what 2 to 5 to 10 kits do you build over and over that are your favorites? So this is one of mine. This is a Monogram Ford pickup 55 F100. They call it a street ride. You can't build this stock in the sense that the suspension is custom made. But other than that, it has all the right lines. It has modern wheels. Best of all, it has a 5.0 302 Ford small block in it with the EFI injection like a Mustang and an AOD transmission. So that's all modern. So I've always liked this kit because everything fits, as far as I know, and all the times I've done it, it never had a problem. So that's why I like this kit. No other reason than that. It's just a fun build. You can paint it any color. You could do just about anything you want with it. Put something in the bed, make it a commercial, make it a hot rod, make it whatever, and it has so many different ways you could build it, and that's why I like this one. Here's another one. AMT 1966 Fairlane. It doesn't matter if it's going to be the GTA or it's going to be the 427 one. I like them both. My very first car was a 66 Fairlane. I've always loved that car. If I won the lotto yesterday, I'd probably run out and buy one. It's just, I love the car. This kit particularly, I've built it many times, and every time I've done it, I usually change something. I just mess around with the engine or the induction, maybe the wheels, definitely painted different colors inside and out. It's just, and I probably have 3 or 4 in my stash still to go. You have to have them on call. And I already have plans in my head to build another one soon, and I built one just last year. So this is another one of my favorites. I can't remember when the first one is that I built, but I'm going to guess it was probably in the 80s or 90s. But definitely a good kit, definitely worth building. Either one, the GTA or the 427 version. Definitely one of my top 1 or 2 or 3 kits. This is the R version of Monogram Revell's GT350 Shelby. The R version is better than the other version, the street version, and I prefer that kit, even though it only it has parts that are only for the race car, such as the back window, which is different. There's a gap. I'm going to show this all in another video, but this kit, obviously all the parts fit. It has really nice wheels, and it's just a favorite of mine. I can't describe it. I just built one maybe 2 years ago was the last one. I have several in my stash. I try to buy them when I can, every chance I get. They're a little expensive sometimes, so I have to shop around and have a little patience. But as soon as I can get a deal or I see a deal on one, I buy it, because I know that I'm never going to get tired of building that car. So this is one I highly recommend. Oh yeah, the Boot Hill Express. I can't tell you how many. When I was a kid, I built so many of these, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it came with a skeleton figure or what, but it. I got when I was a kid and I built them, it probably wasn't very good. But as I built one later on in life, they get better and better and better. And it hasn't been out in quite a few years, and I don't have any left in my stash. So I would really like to see this one reissued so I could build another one. I think I've got it down now. But it's just a fun kit to build because of the subject matter. I don't necessarily say it's the best fitting kit. I'm sure there, if I remember right, there's some fiddly small parts in it, but it's just a very unique car. It's not hard to get it done. It's painted gold and it's just a hot rod and it's just interesting. So yeah, this is in my list. Yeah, yeah, it's not a car. I get that. Oh my God, I built so many of those kits, especially in the 70s. And I probably haven't built one since the 90s because I just built too many. And I actually built a later Polar Lights 1350 Enterprise, which is such an awesome kit. It's 3 feet long. You can't go wrong. But the AMT, I mean, I built so many of those, and that kit for AMT was in almost a continuous production run since 1966. And I don't think there's ever been a model that's been in production longer on a continuous run than that kit. And you can even buy it today. It was just released last year again. So it's not the greatest kit. It's a little fiddly, especially the older versions, but the AMT modified it over the years to make it a little easier to get the engines on. And that made it a little better. And I think they finessed some other parts on it. But yes, I built so many of those kits, so I have to include it. Um, what can I say? It's not the best model, but just had so much fun putting them all together. And it's funny because they changed the molding process. I built one that was molded in white, one that was molded in like a silver gray, and one that was molded in baby blue. So, so over all those years, they kept changing that around, but I kept building them. So yes, definitely. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So here we go. Here's the Bad Man. This is the newest, latest version of it, and I actually like that paint scheme. But I've built many of those Badmans in my lifetime, and you can't go wrong with that kit. I'm not even sure you could mess it up putting it together. It's so simple, but it's just radical enough to where every kid wants to build it, and that would be a great first kit for any kid as far as using glue. I mean, you could paint it any way you wanted, but it's got so many chrome parts. They're big, thick monogram parts. It's not a snap kit, but boy, it's easy to handle. And oh my God, I built so many of those. I think the last one I built was probably about 5, 6 years ago because they dried up. They just know that you can't get a Bad Man. And then Revell recently, last year I believe it was, released it in this box, which is fine. It's the same kit. And if you ever saw the street version one that was molded in black for many years, the same thing with that one. Uh, but yeah, that's a great kit. Um, well worth building if you never built one just for fun. Don't get too crazy about trying to make it stock or anything like that because it's not going to happen. But if you like to just mess around and go crazy on a car and build it your way, that's a good choice. Oh, so who has built this kit? I mean, it's the X-wing fighter from Star Wars. Everybody saw that movie, right? So now this is not the snap version, which is smaller, and the snap version is available today. This is the original glue version, which is about 12 inches long, so pretty fair size. I know a lot of people are like, wow, that's the crappiest X-Wing there ever was. But for a long time, that was the only kit you could get of an X-Wing, or the only one that was produced. Um, Fine Molds came out with their 172nd and 148 versions. I had the 148, and it's a good looking kit. I didn't build it, I actually sold it. But I looked at it and I'm like, it's only 148, and the AMT one is much bigger. So I ended up selling it because I kept the AMT ones that I have, or MPC ones, either way. But yeah, I mean, no, it's not the super great kit as far as being accurate or this, but I'm not worried about that. Hey, those kits were in action, so they got modified a lot. So I've always had fun building it. I think I have one left. I'd probably pick up another couple more if the price was right. But eventually, I think round two, now that they have the Star Wars licensing, they'll do a different X-Wing kit, a newer, hopefully bigger one, at a really big scale. It could be in the same scale as this, but it'd be this or bigger, not 148, not 172, not something small. But yeah, I would look forward to that kit. Probably be $100, but I would look forward to it. So yes, this is on my list. So that's the favorites of mine. What are your favorites? Most of those are kits that I've built way more than just one, obviously. There's a lot of kits I bought one of. I have a list. I've actually typed it out. It's on the computer, of course. But of every model kit I ever built, it's well over 1,000. I don't remember what it's up to now. But and sometimes when I'm on the internet, I'll see a kit and I'll go, gee, I seem to remember I did build that kit. And then I'll add it to the list. So there's still a lot of kits I don't necessarily remember that I did, but once I see the box art of the kit, it jogs in my memory, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that. So I've done it for interest, but when you look at that list, almost most of them, 90% of them are probably onesies. I built one. These kits here, I built many. So that's the thing, and they're just mentally their favorites. So the question is, what is your favorite? Are any of my favorites your favorites? So give it some thought, and then if you want, you can leave something in the comments, and let's see what maybe you have a favorite that I forgot. So let's see.